Nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. High five. Yeah. So we're going to do jumping jacks. So ready? I want you to watch my hands and my feet.
Oh, yeah, jumping jacks.
Yeah. So ready? You got to watch. Like this. See how my feet... Okay, so now I want you to do jumping jacks until I say stop. Ready, begin.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, stop. So remember, ready? My feet are apart, and then my hands go together. Feet apart, hands together. Okay, so let's see you do it. Ready, start. Good job, okay. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line on the path from the car to the house. Take your time and try to stay inside the lines. Ready? Begin. Nice. Good job. So now you're going to draw a line on the path from the car to the house. Take your time and try to stay inside the lines. Try to keep your paper straight. There you go. Nope, keep the paper straight. There you go. Good job. Nice. Okay. Is your nose a little runny? Yeah. Do you need a tissue or are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. So this next one, I want you to take your time and draw straight lines to connect the dots. Keep the pencil and paper, keep the pencil on the paper until you connect all the dots. Go ahead. Oh, you gotta keep the pencil on the paper, so you gotta start right there. Good job. Perfect. Nice. So when I fold, I want to keep the line on the outside and fold right on the line. Okay? So now fold the other corners the same way. Nice. Now fold it on this line. Great job.
Overall, Luke scored fairly well on the bot. He received some points off for when drawing lines through paths because his pencil was slightly outside the borders. When connecting dots, his pencil did come off the paper once, so he received a point off for that, as well as it not being exactly a straight line from dot to dot. And then when folding paper, he also received points off because his folds were fairly far from the line that was supposed to be folded on. On Luke's first trial of jumping jacks, he was able to get the first one, so his legs went apart, his arms went together, but after that it was very stuttered. The sequencing and the coordination of his arms and legs went away. So I asked him to stop. I taught him again through visual cues and verbal cues, but again it was only the first jumping jack that was accurate, followed by inaccurate jumping jack. So he only received a 1 in this section.
Okay, so for this one, we're going to switch pencils. You don't need to use the red anymore. You know how to do
You
this?
draw circles.
Oh my gosh, you're too good. Ready? Make one like that. Right here. Okay. Make one like that. Okay, and then watch me. I'm gonna draw it and make one like that. Perfect. All right, let's keep going. So make one like that and make it right here. Make one like that, make it right here. Perfect.
It's 10 plus 0.
You doing some math with it? Okay, make one like that, make it right here. Make one like that, make it right here. And like that. Nice. Okay, make one like that and make it right here. Good. Like that. Good. Make one like that. Good job. Okay. Make one like that and make it right here. Good. Make one like that and make it right here. Good. And then make one like that. Good. Awesome. Do you like coloring? You do? Okay, make one like that and make it right here. Nice. Have it like that. Good. Make one like that and make it right here. Good. Awesome. Do you want to keep going? With a couple more. Awesome. How was that?
Good.
Good? Did you like it? Awesome. High five. With your pencil, high five. Want a new one? Good.
Luke scored very well on the VMI. He only didn't receive points for number 15, the triangle, and then the last two, number 20 and 21. He did complete the entire test, but because of his age, it only counts up to shape number 21. So he received a raw score of 18. With this raw score of 18 and comparing that to his age, it was shown that he was in the 75th percentile because of his scores, which is fairly good.
You remember what I showed? Yep. Keep going. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then you have to do it. All right? All right, go.
To infinity and beyond! I'm Buzz Lightyear!
this is the activity that I brought for us to do because I know I heard you really like to play with Legos, right? Okay, do you like Pokemon? You do? Okay. So this is the little guy that you're gonna make. Do you wanna follow the instructions and see if you can make it? Okay. But they're so little, so I can help you out too if you want. How many Legos do you make? Like, do you make a lot with your dad? You have a whole table over there of them, huh? Do you make them by yourself? You do? Okay. So how about I lay all these little Legos out? Okay. So here's the first step. Let's find his face. Awesome. Okay. Now let's find, see the back of his head needs a little piece. Ready? It's curved. Yeah, perfect. Good job. All right, now we need an orange hemicircle. Good. Perfect. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the body. So we'll put the head aside. There we go. So can we find the pieces that look like his body? Oh, yep, you got that piece. Perfect. Let's see. Good. Let's see, I think this piece goes in too. Yeah. Is it on there all the way?
Yeah.
Push. Giving you a hard time? Oh, there you go, nice. Okay.
These.
It looks like underneath a long piece with two little balls on either end. So we need some, like, oh, maybe this one.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, okay. So I think, let's see. Where does it look like it goes on this piece? Let's see. Should we lay it out like this one? Yeah? Okay. Let's see.
And we need two little legs.
What are these?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
perfect. And then how does that one connect to this? Ooh! Uh-oh. There we go. Nice.
The legs go on the bottom of this.
This one? But I think we have to put something underneath first, no? No? Oh, okay. Oh, I think you're right. There we go. Nice job. Looks like binoculars. Okay. Now, we need to find a piece with, yeah. Perfect. Ooh. We lose it? Oh, it's right there. These are some small pieces, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then it looks like there's a piece underneath those two leg pieces. Like I think maybe something like this.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now it says, can you see this next step?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, put that.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'll put
He's got a belly. Nice. He's getting some arms. Oh, it might be one of this one. Here. Nice. All right, and then
the head.
The head, yep. Nice. And then two little feet. Do you know what this Pokemon his name is?
Mm-mm.
You don't. Let's see. Oh, does it say? Oh, is that Charmander? Is that his name? Yeah.
No, it's
Where's the last step?
What is that?
I think it's his tail. But I think it might be in the wrong spot somehow.
No, it's not.
No? Perfect. Where are you taking him?
Can I have this?
Mm-hmm.
I need to put it in.
Yeah, you gotta put him back in his little ball. Do you want to keep all the instructions?
Yeah.
Okay.
In case you want to break it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me play some games with you and draw. Did you have fun? How many do you think we need?
I think a lot.
A lot. Okay. What kind of TV shows do you like to watch?
I like to watch dinosaur TV shows.
Dinosaur TV shows. Have you ever seen The Land Before Time?
No.
That was the dinosaur show when I was growing up.
I watched only one Jurassic World.
Uh-huh. So what's your favorite dinosaur?
T-Rex.
The T-Rex.
So moving to my reflection part of this project, there are two things that I think I could have done better on as a whole. So the first was my instructions for the catching and throwing activity. I didn't give too much instructions, assuming he would kind of know how to catch and throw. But as we were catching and throwing, I realized that he was catching with the ball like up against his chest and using his body. So I think it would have been really beneficial to either at the beginning say like, okay, make sure you catch it in your hands, or at least cue him somewhere in the middle and say, you know, give it a try, just so that I could better analyze his catching. And as well as even throwing, because one time he threw overhand and it was so accurate that I almost would have liked to see him throw overhand more. So the second part that I would have corrected was on the imitation part of the VMI. I didn't say, watch me, I'm going to draw a line here, make one like that. I instead said, like, make one like this, make it right here like the other ones. So I would have changed my instruction for the VMI part too. Prior to meeting Luke, I had only heard about him through his babysitter, and his mom, of course. But so his babysitter, who I know, had told me that he loves playing with Legos, but that his attention to task can be a little all over the place, just because he's very energetic, especially when, you know, he's playing and friends are around. So I liked the idea of doing Legos, not only because he's motivated to do them, but also because it can show me through the process of instructions his attention to the task and his ability to continue and focus on it. Also, play is such a major part of a child's life, so I really just wanted to even ask him some questions while we were putting the Legos together, like, do you normally put Legos together with your dad, your mom, your sister? Because I wanted to get a feel for how he might play on a day-to-day basis. He did mention that he doesn't really play with his sister very much, so maybe they have different likes and different playing modalities. But it was just interesting to learn more about him and his play as a whole. So although Luke really likes playing with Legos, I didn't know exactly how intricate of Legos he would do, if it was just more like big Legos that he would just put together. So it was a little bit of a risk bringing in something especially so small with so many little pieces. It was technically for ages 6 and up, but he's 5 years and 8 months, so I thought it might be appropriate, especially because he's had practice in playing with Legos. So if it was too hard for him to follow the instructions, there were times where he might have taken longer to figure out the instructions, so I might have given him an extra verbal cue, or even like pointing out a Lego for him, so that it was just easier for him to put it together. I also know that the instructions that it came with were very small. They had to fit in this little Pokemon ball, so if I could have brought in maybe copies that were bigger so that it was easier to see, so that would be a way to also grade it down. But that's pretty much how I could have graded up or down the Legos that I brought. But if I had known that he could take more intricate Legos, or just that he was really good at Legos on his own, I could have brought in a completely separate Lego activity, so one that maybe had a lot more pieces to it, that were also very small, even ones that had less color deviation, so like ones that were more plain that would have like matched the table that he was making it on. Little things like that, or even just changing his atmosphere. It was very quiet in the room and it was actually very lit, so I think that was the best setting possible. But if I would really wanted to grade it up to like the hardest it could possibly be, I could have maybe had loud music in the background. His sister could have also been playing in the room, so that would have really tested his attention as well as his ability to perform the task. So moving to the skills that I was hoping to see and those that I did see, I'd mentioned before the first one, direction following, was one that I was really hoping to see. Not only from my verbal instructions, from reading them, but his ability to look at the instructions, see the first step and say, okay, I've completed this one, what's the next one, and keep going from there until there's a finished product. And I think he did very well with this whole sequencing of instructions and following them. I feel like I almost could have just handed him the instructions and he, with time would have had the exact finished product. But being right there next to him, you want to be involved and help however you can. So I think learning from here, as much as I would like to participate, it's very beneficial to see him follow the instructions on his own. So another major skill when building Legos is visual perceptual skills. Part of this includes figure ground, so being able to see a pile of Legos and know exactly which Lego it is that you're looking for within the pile. And so as part of that is like visual discrimination of shapes, so really being able to find that one shape that's different from all the rest, and finding that like discriminating factor. Along with this is visual motor integration, so it's really reading the instructions, so seeing that with your eyes and making then your hands do what those instructions were saying, which Luke did very well with. That also plays a role in memory, so being able to look at the instructions and remember, okay, like you have to picture what that Lego looks like and keep that memory while you're searching through this pile of Legos, and then exactly where it fits. So there's a huge visual component to Legos that Luke excelled at. I think he would look at the instructions. At one point he was staring at the instructions trying to figure it out, but he really just would look in the pile, find it. He knew exactly where to put the pieces every single time, which I thought that part he actually might need a little help with, but he did totally fine. Additionally, Legos require quite a bit of finger strength. I know I had put together the little Pokemon prior to bringing it to him just to see, just that I would be, familiar with like what goes where. And even some of the pieces I struggled to put together. So having Luke have one or two times where he, struggled and it finally went in, or the one time that he did ask for my help to snap the pieces together, I think his finger strength is totally fine. It's, a new Lego. It's probably a little bit more rigid, but it definitely showed his finger strength and how much it really needed to put some of the pieces together. So in addition to finger strength, there's a whole ton of in-hand manipulation skills that are shown. Simple things like a pincer grasp, shifting the pieces in his hand, especially even rotating until it's, fitting exactly in the right direction that it really needs to be. Which I really didn't notice any struggles that he had with any in-hand manipulation. So as a whole, I think this activity was the just right challenge for him. There were times that he needed a little extra help. There were times that he really just could have done it on his own. But as a whole, I think Luke really enjoyed the activity. He even wanted to continue playing and use his Legos that he has to build a little house. So deviate from the instructions and use more creative play and imaginative play. So I was very happy with the activity as a whole, and Luke was very happy that I got to keep his little Pokemon as a keepsake.